What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be going over Beskar Mandalorian's kit a little bit, but I kind of want to go more in depth about why I think he's actually going to work with bounty hunters. I know a lot of you might have been a little bit disappointed that he didn't get the bounty hunter tag. I know I was, but after thoroughly going through his kit and looking at all the other bounty hunter kits, I think for all intents and purposes he's a bounty hunter. And I'm gonna try and keep this video short, but there's a lot to unpack here. So let's just start. So basic, we'll scroll down. Basic does the damage over time, kind of like Django. If they're debuffed, they tax twice. That's cool. But here's where the money's at: the whirly birdies. Okay, so he does this little setup move, and then he gains stacks for each enemy, and then it's a max of 20 stacks, and then he gets to fire them all off. But this is going to get abused really quickly by bounty hunters. It's going to be very easy to get to max, 20 stacks, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Wander of the Forest. This ability is going to be nuts. This is going to, I think, make people like Django and Boba a real pain in the ass to kill, because he can just top off the protection. He can give them damage immunity, which gives them an opportunity to reapply bounty hunter's resolve if they've already lost it. So this ability is really, really good. And then his unique too, like it's just gonna proc, and the cooldown's gonna there's not gonna be a cooldown on it. So yeah, he's gonna make those characters a pain. But the one thing I wanted to talk about was his lead. But before we get into his lead, let me go into BlueStacks and just kind of show you guys something real quick. So a lot of bounty hunter leads are very similar to the way they're structured. They're kind of like here's a stat boost and then a unique mechanic for your reward, or like kind of, or vice versa. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So Aura Sing, get your stat boost here, your unique mechanic, and then more of that stuff down here. Stat boost, mechanic, stat boost, more stats. Django Fett, get speed. Your opponent's minus stats. Here's unique mechanic, which is your bounty hunter's resolve, and so on and so forth. You guys get the picture. So let me show you how I'm reading Beskar Mando's kit, because I think he has one of the best kits in the game for both Scoundrel and bounty hunters alike, and I think he's actually gonna, at some point, I think there's even gonna be some mixed teams with bounty hunters and Scoundrels. So the way I read this, here's your lead. Okay, you get your triple stat boost right here. You get 25% max health, max protection, max offense, which I think is very, very good. I think that's on par with just the normal lead, if not a little bit better, because you get both max health and max protection. Again, that's going to make characters like Boba and Django a real pain to deal with, because if they die, your opponent's going to have to go through that again, especially if they get their bounty hunter's resolve back. And then here is kind of like your reward. If this guy was a bounty hunter, I would read this as, here's your lead, here's your reward for your contract. Cool thing is you get this right off the start, because there's no contract involved. When I first read this, 2% in my opinion was like, okay, why do I care? It's 2%. But then once I started to look at it and stare at it for a bit more, it's actually kind of nuts. Because the way I read it is, anytime an opponent takes damage, that's not just from your character, that's from damage over time, thermal detonators, just whatever does damage to them will trigger turd meter, and then that also triggers your whirly birds up here. So let me go back to BlueStacks. And not all bounty hunters need their contract for their kits to like function. So in my opinion, Boba Fett, Boss, Grief, Dengar, Zam, Django, Mando, maybe Aura, I think all those characters can do just fine. I mean, you'll lose disintegration with Mando, but I think his lead is good enough where you can sacrifice the contract, because that 2% TM gain is a little bit crazy. So the first person I want to go over is Zam. So Zam's very fast, and I'm sure you guys are all familiar how Zam works. The cool thing about her kit is it's totally unfazed by a Beskar Mando lead. Her shapeshifter is for Scoundrels, not bounty hunters, so she'll still get her stat boost. Her basic also gains TM off from Scoundrel allies, not bounty hunter allies. So here's the cool part with her. And this is all theory crafting. I'm going to have to do some very extensive testing to kind of back up my theories, but I just want to give you guys some idea and kind of like put your mind at ease for those of you that like are really bummed out and really want to use some bounty hunters. He's gonna be a fun character, trust me. So you do your thermal detonators, right? When Zam does her basic, you know, she usually like shoots them all, like, you know, takes all these extra turns. Assuming there's only one thermal detonator on her target, she's gonna be pumping out 4% TM for the entire team. Okay, and you can control that. You don't have to shoot all the thermal detonators at once. Like if you think you're gonna top off on TM or like you're gonna lose some, you can just stop. But you have that with Zam, and that's only if there's one. If you have multiple thermal detonators on there, I mean, you're looking at 4, 6, 8, possibly even 10% TM game off one basic. Then you got characters like Dengar. Okay, again, he has Scoundrel synergy as well, where, you know, he can call Beskar Mando to assist and is guaranteed a critical hit. Cool. His AoE, for those of you that aren't familiar, hits 7 times. Okay, it does physical damage to everybody, or it can hit 7 times. I'm sorry, can hit 7 times. And then it does damage 2 times randomly. Could be the same character too. Removes turn meter, does tenacity down, does just damage over time. So I mean, and then he applies the thermal detonators, can't be countered. I mean, this is looking really good right now. Like, this is looking really, really cool to just really abuse those whole whirly birdies and just get that max 20 stacks. You lose his payout. I do like his payout, but he doesn't need it to survive. And then you have characters like the OG Mandalorian. So his unique is when he crits, he gives himself 30% TM, and the rest of the team gets half of that, so 15%. Let's say he uses his special right here, and let's say he calls someone like Django to assist. That does a double tap. Okay. That TM boost is now 36% for him, and 21% for the rest of the team. The reason it's 21% is because it's only half of the 30%, and then you get plus 2% per hit. So it's like, you know, his special and then Django's double tap, 21% for the entire team, and 30% for himself. 36% for himself. There's a lot of math involved with this kid, so. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to go over with you guys. I really do think that Beskar Mandalorian is going to give us another strong option for another bounty hunter lead. Like I said, I know you're going to sacrifice the contract, and for a lot of you, that's like a big deal breaker. But trust me, I think this lead is a pretty fair trade, and the amount of survivability you get with this kit, that's not even like you're not even like talking about like having a character like Grief or Bosk on the team too. So it's like, I mean, the past couple videos I put out have all had 4 bounty hunters on the team. You know, we've had Quill as a 5th character and Moff Gideon. So bounty hunters can definitely, you know, function with only 4 characters. And we're just talking about using him as a lead. You know, I haven't even begin to dive into what kind of bounty hunter leads I'm going to put him under. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about real quick with you guys. Again, I just wanted to put you guys' minds at ease for those of you that, like, you know, was really hoping for a bounty hunter kit and were disappointed. Don't be disappointed. I mean, life would have been so much easier if you had a bounty hunter tag, but this is still really, really good. And there's so many theory crafting possibilities with this character, so I hope you all you guys all unlock him. You know, don't rush to unlock him, because I think he's gonna be in the journey guide like right away, so that's pretty cool by CG. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Definitely look forward to making some videos this week about him, and I will you know, I'll try to put him out as quickly as possible if I, you know, discover new things. But yeah, let me guys know what you guys think about this, what your thoughts are on using him with bounty hunters, or you need some scoundrels, or if you guys have some ideas you want to share with me. I love hearing you guys' ideas about theory crafting, and you know, it's just so much fun, and you know, it just makes the game that much more fun for me, and I hope you guys enjoy theory crafting as well. So, but that's it. It's super late. I'm gonna try and get this up as soon as possible. You guys have a great day or night, whatever time zone you're in right now, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.